Hi Year 3, it's Thursday. Well done if you managed to get your practical shop done yesterday and practice some of your column addition. We are excited to see some of your creative ideas. We are going to move on today, and we touched on it very, very briefly yesterday about converting pounds or pennies into pounds and pounds into pence. So that's what our Walt is going to be today. Before we begin our lesson, I would like you to log in to your Purple Mash. I'm going to show you now, and have a little game of a coin matching activity, coins and amounts. Just play it until you've completed it all, and then you can come back to me. So let me just quickly show it to you. It is saved in your to-dos. So it is called Money Pairs. There's the instructions there for you. Can you match the written value of money with the picture of the coin or the note? So it's just a little game just to get started with our lesson today. There they are, they're all hidden. And so you turn it over. So there's a £1 coin and you have to find the matching. I got a, right. So I've got to remember where they are now. 5p, £5, no. £1. There we go. Okay. Really simple. So it's just a quick game. Do it until you found all of them. You can see the timer is going very, very quickly down there. See if you can manage to find all the pairs before the time runs out. Let me know if you do. So pause me now, log into Purple Mash, do your Money Pairs game, and then come back to start today's full lesson. See you in a bit. Oh, how did you get on? Did you manage to match them all before the time ran out? I hope so. It was just a quick game just to get our maths brains into gear this morning. Now we're going to move on to our Walt, which is to convert pennies into pounds and pounds into pennies. So looking at the relationship between the two different amounts of money. We know that £1 is the same as 100 pennies. And we touched on that very briefly yesterday. And I just quickly went over with you when we're using that decimal point, how the value changes. So we know that when it's sitting in the ones column, that tells us it's one whole part. Anything after the decimal point is showing us that it's less than that. It's less than that whole amount. So we're going to have a look at that today. And I will show you all your activities. To begin with, I've got a teaching video that I'd like you to watch. It's 11 minutes, so make yourself comfortable. I'm going to sit and just watch in the background, and then I'll come back to show you your task for today. If the sound is not very good on this, I will save the link for the video in the OneDrive folder, just in case you can't hear it very well. Sometimes the sound isn't great, so I will save the link for you to watch in there if you need to.
Key facts, probably the most important fact about the money that we use in the UK, is that £1 is equal to 100 pence. And then we've got 100 pennies on the screen, so we can see why it's much more convenient to have pound coins, isn't it? Imagine trying to carry around £3 or £10 in pennies. It'd be a lot of coins, wouldn't there? That's a really, really important fact, which we're going to use again and again in the next few lessons. £1 is equal to 100 pence. So using that key fact, pause the video and have a go at completing those 4 number sentences. Well, £1 is 100 pence.
Hopefully you managed to stop the video there. I forgot to give you a warning. And just to have a little go of that if you on your own. If you haven't, you can pause the video now and just have a little go of this. See if you can convert £5 into pennies, £8 into pennies, what 200 pennies would be in pounds, and what 900 pennies would be in pounds. Just remember you're using your 100 times table, because £1 is 100 pennies. £2 would be 200 pennies. £3 would be 300 pennies. You're timesing the number by 100. So have a go of that, jot them down on a scrap piece of paper, and then you can give yourself a little mark when the video comes back on. So pause me and press play again when you're done. Welcome back. Give yourself a little tick if you've got them right.
Well, £1 is 100 pence. So £5 is 500 pence. £8, well, that would be 800 pence. And the other way around, 200 pence will be £2, won't it? Because 100 pence is £1. And 900 pence will be £9. And just to make sure we're really clear on what we mean by these number sentences, if I want to buy something that costs £9, I could give the shopkeeper 9 £1 coins. I could also give them 900 one pence coins. Now, I wouldn't do that. I don't think the shopkeeper would thank me for that. But they're worth the same. Okay, 900 1 pence pieces worth the same as 9 £1 coins.
And just to remind you of that, children, that's where that equal sign in the middle is really important, because that equal sign is like the middle of some scales. If you see that equal signs, it means that either side of that equal sign has got to balance equally, because they are the same. So if whatever you're doing in your maths work, if you have two things or two numbers or two number sentences on either side, and there's an equal sign in the middle, it means they have to balance equally and show the same amount. So he's just showing you that all of those here, £1 is 100p, £5 is 500p, are the same.
You can buy the same amount with either of those two amounts of coins. Of course, we can talk about 100 pence being £1, but £1 can be made up of other coins as well, not just 1 pence coins. How many 50 pence pieces are worth £1? We could show this with a part-whole model. So we've got our whole, £1, and there's our key fact, 100 pence is equal to £1. So how many 50 pence pieces do we need to make up to 100 pence? We need 2, don't we? 50p add 50p is 100p, and we know that 100 pence is equal to £1, and we could do that with other coins. I've put our key fact in the corner there, £1 is equal to 100 pence, so use that to work out the answers to those questions.
Okay, so have a go at these again now. Give yourself a minute. So we know that 100 pennies make a pound. So how many 10p coins would I need to make a pound? So use your 10 times table and count up to 100. How many would you need? Number 2, how many 20p coins do we need to make a pound? Well, you could use your 2 times table here, couldn't you? Up to 10, or 20 up to 100. So 20, 40, all the way up to 100, counting in 20s. And then it says, oh, this is a big one. How many £1 coins do we need to make £25? That's a lot, isn't it? But we know that £5 was 500 pennies. Oh, it's saying how many £1 coins do we need? Sorry, I thought it was asking how many pennies. That would have been a lot of pennies. How many £1 coins do we need to make £25? Jot down your answers, pause me if you need to, and we'll come back and go over it together. Well done if you did those.
Question 1. How many 10p coins do you need to make £1? Well, we know that 10 times 10 is 100. So 10 pence times 10 is 100 pence, which is £1. So how many 10p coins do we need? We need 10. Question 2 was this. How many 20p coins do we need to make a pound? So let's use the fact about 10p coins, which I think is more straightforward. We've got there 10 10-pence coins. That's equal to £1. It's worth the same amount. Okay. And we've got an array there, haven't we? Showing 10-pence coins. Can we see, if we look down each column, we've got 20 pence. So we could change each column of 10 pences for 120 pence. And we've got 5 columns. So we've got 5 lots of 20 pence. 5 20p coins, which is equal to 100 pence. And we know our key fact, 100 pence is equal to £1.
And another way we could have done that, like I said at the beginning, was to count in 20s or in 2s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 gets us to 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in our 2 times tables, and then pop the 0 back on.
So we've now got our answer for question 2. We need 5 20-pence coins to make a pound. And how many £1 coins do we need to make £25? Well, we need 25, don't we? Because each is worth £1, and we need 25 of them.
But can you tell me how many pennies would that be? It's a lot of pennies, isn't it? We times it by 100. When we times anything by 100, we pop our 2 zeros on, don't we? So can you tell me how many pennies I would need for £25? It's an awful lot. Well done if you got it. 2,500 pennies would make the same as £25. I think any shopkeeper would usher you straight out the door if you turned up with 2,500 pennies to pay for something for £25.
Here we've got a bowl of ice cream, and the price is given in pounds and pence, isn't it? £3.49. So we might be asked, how many pence does the ice cream cost? In other words, can we convert from pounds and pence into pence? There's our key fact. £1 is 100 pence. So let's do the pounds first in the ice cream. £3 is going to be equal to 300 pence, isn't it? So that's taking care of our pounds, 300 pence. Now, our 49 pence can stay the same, it's already in pence. So, you can see the £3 has become 300 pence, add 49 pence, 349 pence. So that's that amount in pounds and pence, put just into pence. So have a go at converting those amounts that are all in pounds and pence into just pence.
Okay, so get your scrap piece of paper again. I should have said this at the beginning, that you need a bit of paper to have a go at these activities. So just converting them into pence only. I'll pause me and you pause me while you have a go at those, and then press play when you're done. How did you get on? I hope you've managed it. Remember, if it's a pound, we times it by 100. Okay, 1 times 100 is 100. £4 times by 100 becomes 400. So let's have a look and see how you got on. Give yourself a little mark.
Let's check our answers. £1.27 will be 127 pence. £4.15 will be 415 pence. £8.60 will be 860 pence, wouldn't it? 800 pence is equal to £8. And £8.06 will be 806 pence. So we've still got the £8, 800 pence, we've just got an extra 6 pence there. If you've got the White Rose Maths worksheet for this lesson, you're now ready to have a go at questions 1 to 4. If not, have a look at the BBC Bite Size website for some resources to support this lesson, or continue to watch the video.
We're going to continue to watch the video.
Here we've got an amount of money. Pause the video and note down how much money we've got. So this.
Okay, so here we go. The White Rose scheme of work have worksheets, but we do our own worksheets or our own activities. So have a look at this amount of money. Now, we did all these coins on Tuesday. Have a look. Can you write down for me, in whatever form that you want to, how much money is here? Can you jot it down for me? You might want to use a pound sign. You might want to do it all in pennies if you want to. You write down how much is there. Well done. I'll continue the video.
This is how I count an amount of money that I've got. I'd start with all my pounds first. I can see I've got a £2 coin and 2 £1 coins, so I've got £4. Let's have a look at the pence. I've got a 20 pence piece. Then I've got 2 5s, which I know is 10, so that's 30 pence, and another 2 pence, 32 pence. Okay, £4 and 32 pence. Pause the video and answer that question about that amount of money.
Okay, so £4.32. Now, you may have written this as 432 pence if you'd converted it. That's fine as well. But we can look at adding the pounds first and then the pennies. So we've got £4 and 32 pence. So the question is, what is 10p more than £4 and 32 pence? What is 10p more? Jot it down on your piece of paper. Well done if you've done that.
So to add 10p, we need to add 10 pence to our pence amount, don't we? So we've got 32 pence, add 10 pence, which we could show by adding in a 10 pence coin. We can see we've got £4 and 42 pence. What about if we had 100 pence, and I want to add 100 pence to £4 and 32, so the amount that we started with. So can we add 100 pence to £4 and 32 pence? Again, pause the video.
Okay, so we're adding 100 pence this time to the first amount, this amount here, £4.32. What do we know? What's the key fact about 100p? Well done, it's the same as a pound. So we've got £4.32, and we want to add 100p or £1 more. Jot down what you think the answer would be. 100p or £1 more than £4.32.
So we could add 100 pennies, couldn't we? We could try and draw 100 pennies, and we could give our answer as £4.132. But let's use our key fact. Now our key fact is 100 pence is equal to £1. Let's just put an extra pound in there, and we can see we've got £5.32 because we started with our original amount of money. So pause the video now and do the same thing. Count up the amount of money we've got there, and then answer those 4 questions.
Okay, so count up the amount of money. You can pause me again if you need to and write down these answers. So count out, you put pounds first and then do your pennies, write down how much you've got, and then we're writing the answers to these questions here. Come back when you've done. How did you get on, Year 3? Let's have a look.
So let's start to check our answers. We've got £2.51, haven't we? £2 coin, 20, 40, 45, 50, 51 pence. What's 10 pence more? £2.61. What's 10 pence less than our starting amount? It's going to be £2.41, isn't it? Now remember, 100 pence more isn't going to be £2.151, because we're going to add a pound, because 100 pence is a pound. So it's going to be £3.51. What about 100 pence less? Well, that's like subtracting £1, isn't it? That's going to be £1.51. So let's do the same thing. Pause the video, count up how much money we've got.
Well done if you managed to do that one and get all those right. So let's have a look at this one. We've got a pound here. Let's count the pennies. We've got 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98. So we've got £1 and 98p. Well done if you managed to do that quicker than I did.
So here we've got £1 and 98 pence, haven't we? 50 pence, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98 pence. So pause the video, answer the question, what's 10 pence more? I've added in 10 pence coin to help you.
Okay, so it gets a little bit trickier here now, because we know to get to £2, we only need 2p more, because that would make it 200 pennies. But we need to add 10p more. So let's count. We've got a pound, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 105, 106, 107, 108. So I've now got £1 and 108. We don't say £1 and 108p, because that doesn't make sense. What's our key fact we need to remember again? Well done, 100p is the same as a pound. So if I've got £1 and then I've got 108 pennies, well, I know 100 of those are going to give me £2 coins, aren't they? So if I take my 100 pennies, make it into a pound coin, I've got £1 already. My 100 pennies are going to make another pound, and now I've only got 8p in my hand. So I've got £2 and 8p. Let's have a look.
Okay, let's have a look at what we got. So you might think, oh, we can just add 10 pence to our 98 pence, and that's what we've done. But we wouldn't write that as our answer, because we know a key fact. We know that 100 pence is equal to £1. So we can see we've got over 100 pence there, we've got 108 pence. And if we look at our coins, we can see now here, we've got, in our circle, we've circled 50 pence, 60, 70, 80, 90, we've circled 100 pence. And we know that 100 pence is equal to £1. So when we add 10 pence to £1 and 98 pence, we actually end up with £2 and 8 pence. So, pause the video, do the same thing. Add up the amount of money, fill in the gaps, and then answer the question, what's 10p more than the starting amount, 10 pence less, and so on.
Okay, so have a go at this one then. Pause me, come back and we'll look over them together. Remember, be careful, because if it goes over 100p, we know that that makes £1. So have a little go of that one. How did you get on year 3? It's a bit trickier, isn't it, when we go over into another pound bracket? Let's have a look together.
So our starting amount is £2.92. So what is 10 pence more? So it's going to be £3.02, isn't it? Because remember, when we get over 100, we can exchange 100 pence for £1. 10 pence less, that's going to be £2.82 if we got rid of one of the 10 pence pieces. What's a pound more? 100 pence, of course, is a pound. So what's £1 more? It's £3.92. And what's 100 pence less? Or what's £1 less? £1.92.
Well done if you managed to get those right. The trickiest one there was this one. What is 10p more? The rest were quite simple. So let's have another look at that. So we go £1, £2, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92p. We've got £2.92. Hopefully you got that bit right. So if I add in another 10 pence here, so imagine I've drawn a 10 pence here. So I've got my £2 still. So I go 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oops.
Sometimes
Sorry,
we might
children.
be faced with this.
Sorry, children. My fault. Slip of the hand. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And I add another 10p. That's 100. So it means I've got 102 pennies. So I've got my £2 over here and I've got 102 pennies. Well, I know 100 pennies can be another pound. So I'm going to take them away and pop it over here. That gives me £3 and leaves me with 2p. £3 and 2p, like you said. Let's continue the video.
100 pence less. Or what's £1 less? £1.92. Sometimes we might be faced with this situation. How much money is here? And all the coins, and we've got a note of, they're all jumbled up out there. It's a bit chaotic. So how I like to do counting money when we've got this situation is separate out our coins into the same coins, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to start with my largest amount. So I'm going to start with my note and my pound coins. So I've got £10 note, I've got a £2 coin and two £1 coins. So I know 10, 11, 12, 13, I've got £14 there. What do you think I'm going to go to next? I'm going to go to my 50 pence pieces. So I'm going to start from largest amounts to smallest. So let's put all the 50 pence pieces together. You can see there, I've got 200 pence, which we know, of course, is £2. Let's get the 20p's together. We've got 20 pence pieces. Let's count them up. We've got 5 lots of them, 20, 40, 60, 80. I've got 100 pence, so I've got another pound. Let's do our 5p's. So we've not got anywhere near a pound there, have we? We've got 15 pence in 5p. We've got 3 2-pence pieces, so we've got 6 pence there. And to finish off, we've got one 1-pence piece, 1p. So now I'm going to add all our amounts together. I'm going to add the pounds first. So I've got about £14, then I had £2 in 50 pence pieces, I had a pound in 20 pence pieces, so that's £17. Then I'm going to add together my pence amounts. 15 pence, add 6 pence, add 1 pence is 22 pence. So our total amount that we've got here is £17 and 22 pence. If you have the worksheet in front of you for this lesson, you're now ready to have a go at the rest of the questions, or you can have another exploration of the BBC Bitesize website.
Okay, now we're not going to use that. You can go on the BBC website if you want to have another look at looking at pounds and pennies and how we can count money easily. What you're going to do today are some challenge cards. So I'm going to share with you what they are. So the challenge cards for hexagons and squares look like this. So you probably will have printed them all out. There's quite a lot of pages there. You don't have to do all of them. Oh, I'm not sharing it. Let me share it with you. Sorry. My fault, children. I forgot to press the share button. Let me share it with you. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? It looks like this. Sorry. So you've got hexagons and squares. You have got all of these. There's lots of them, but you don't have to do all of them. I'm going to go over that with you in a moment. Circles, you have got your few here, which has been changed a little bit just to give you a bit of an extra helping hand. It's got a coin mat on here, and you've just got to complete these ones. And if you complete them and you're happy, you can then maybe choose 2 of the hexagon and square ones to have a go at on your own. Okay, so it's saved in there for you. We've also saved some coins for you to cut and stick. So if you want to, when you're doing the activity and you want to show the coins, you can either do it by doing rubbings like we did on Tuesday of using your coins at home, or you could do it by cutting and sticking, and I'll show you what I mean. So on the challenge cards here, I'm just going to pick out this one here, make it a little bit bigger. And can I go across? There we go. So you've got a few of these. And if I'm right, I'm pretty sure hexagons, you are going to complete 10 of these challenge cards, and squares, you're going to complete 8. Circles, you just complete the sheet that's for you, and then if you want to challenge yourself, do 2 extras. So hexagons 10, squares 8 of these. If I just go back to our, oh, where am I? To our share screen, which is here. So so on each challenge card, it's asking you to look at this amount, and it might be somewhere else, and write it in the different ways. So we've got here £1.75 or £1.75p. I want you to write it in pence here, in words here, and then showing it with coins. So that's where you can either do your rubbings, or you can cut and stick the coins from the spare sheet that we've sent you. So if I was doing this one here and I wanted to write it in pence, I would write, I know that I've got £1, so £1 is the same as 100. And then I add the 75, so I've got 175 pence, and I would put that in there. Down here, I would write it in words. So I would write 1, which is O-N-E, 1 pound, and there's the word pound there if you need it, and it's on your lots of your sheets. 1 in words, pound, and 70, S-E-V-E-N-T-Y, 5, F-I-V-E, pence, which is there. So you're writing all of it in exact words using your number words as well. And then obviously you put your coins in there. So that's your task for today, converting the amount into pence or into pounds, depending on what the challenge card says, writing it in words, drawing it in coins, or cutting and sticking it in coins, or doing your rubbings in coins there. Okay, that is your activity for today. And it will take you quite a while because you've got 4 little things on each card to think about. So remember, the key fact for today is 100 pennies make £1. That's the key fact we need to remember today for when we're converting them between them. We are not marking today's task, but if you want to send us what you do, that would be great. Remember, circles, you've got your own sheet to do, and if you want to challenge yourself with 2 of the hexagon and squares challenge cards, you can pick 2 of your own to do. Hexagons, you're picking 10 random. Squares, you're picking 8 random. So good luck today. We look forward to seeing how you get on. Take care.